Alright, this is page 3. Again, as on the other ones, I'm not going to just be circling answers. I will maybe say answers or give you a lot of hints. So if you're not listening, it's not going to do you a lot of good. So give the slope of the line shown. So if we remember, slope is delta y over delta x, or rise over run. So we find this point here, and the next point that we can see very clearly is right here. So how much did we have to go up? We went up 1, and we went over 2. So the rise is 1, and the run is 2. So the slope would be 1/2. Number 21. Which equation below represents a line having a slope m of -6 and a y-intercept b of 8? If we remember, slope-intercept of a line, y equals mx plus b. M is slope, and y-intercept is b. So you just plug those values in right there. So -6 would go there. So there's actually only one choice, and b would be 8. It would go right there. Sam wanted to graph the equation y equals 2x minus 7. She plotted her y-intercept point and started to count the slope. Which of the following should she do? So if you remember, if this is not a fraction, so it's rise over run, or up over right, or change in y over change in x, all of those things. So if it's not a fraction, we have to make it a fraction by putting it over 1. So we would count up 2 and to the right 1. So rise over run, up 2 over 1, and you always go to the right. So which order pair is a solution to the equation y equals -4x plus 7? So we're asking you to put y in here and x in there. But what you could do, since it's just one equation, you can go on the calculator into y1 and type this equation. So -4x plus 7. And go to our table and see which of those points is in there. So let's try -1, 3. -1, 3, no. 1, -4. 1, 3, no. 1, 2, we just checked that one, no. -1, 11. -1, 11. So that would be the answer. So Alice wants to rent a car for a spring break trip. She calls the company and finds out that the cost is $39 per day with unlimited miles. So, which equation below shows the cost of renting the car for X number of days? So, there's no starting cost because it's not a mileage cost or a sign-up cost or anything. So this is direct variation. So it would be y equals $39 every day. $39 every day. Nothing to add to it. So what is the y-intercept of the line represented by the equation y equals 3x minus 9? So again, y equals mx plus b. M is the slope, b is the y-intercept. So this would be the value here. So it's -9. Now, how do you choose which one these are? Alright, so how do you decide which one of those is the y-intercept? Well, if you look, the y-intercept always has x as 0. So it's going to be x is 0, y is -9. So I'll actually circle this one on that one. It's C. So this -9 gives you the value, but remember on the y-intercepts, x is 0. Okay, so here we go, back up to the top of this page. So for number 26, which of the following will produce a graph that is parallel to the graph given? Okay, so if we remember again, on y equals mx plus b, this is the slope, and parallel has the same slope. So first we got to figure out what this slope is. So slope is rise over run. I'm going to use this over here again. Or change in y over change in x. So how much did we go up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we went up 6 and over 1, 2. So 6 over 2 is the same as 3. So we would have to have a slope of 3. So 3 would have to be where the m is. And there's only one choice there that would have that answer. The equation y equals 2x plus 3 is graphed below. If this graph is shifted up 3 units, what would be the equation of the new graph? Okay, well, all we really need to look at probably is the y-intercept here. These are the y-intercept. Y equals mx plus b. Okay. We can actually do a couple of things, but this is probably enough. So if we move this up 3, so it goes 1, 2, 3, this line is going to look like this. And the y-intercept is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And only one of these has a b value that is 6. And that would be our choice. If there were more than one of them that had the 6, we would have to take a look at the slope, which would be up 2 over 1. So up 2 over 1 would be our slope. So the 2 would go there. All right, 2 more on this page. For the expression 4x minus 9, which of the following statements is true? So we've been talking about y equals mx plus b, but also the number in front of x, in front of the variable, is called a coefficient. The number that doesn't have a variable is called the constant. So this would have a coefficient of 4 and a constant of negative 9. All right, don't get thrown off. It's not a coefficient of 4x. The coefficient is just the number in front of the x. So the coefficient would be 4, and the constant would be negative 9. Again, I'm not going to tell you which one that is. Just read there. Coefficient is 4, and the constant is negative 9. So which equation below is represented by a horizontal line? So horizontal lines, well, one thing you could do is just go into your calculator. You can't type an x equals, but you could type the y equals ones. So 4x minus 3 and graph it. That's not horizontal. Y equals 8. That's horizontal. Because no matter what x is, y is always 8. And so it's always 8, and so it's a horizontal line. And if we check the last one, minus 7x plus 6, that is also not horizontal. All right, that's it for this page.